Hi, Dylan. Thank you for agreeing for this short interview.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
That's great. So, Dylan, we hear that you have been racing in India for quite a while. How does it feel to be in India?
Yeah, fifth time now, back to the country, so feeling a bit more like a regular. The first time I came here was back in 2012, actually. So, first time racing here was with Formula One in New Delhi at the Indian Grand Prix. Great experience. India was a bit of a shock, of course, coming from Australia. The traffic was, yeah, I was a bit more scared in the traffic than actually racing. So, yeah, mate, it was crazy, absolutely crazy. But then we came back in 2013 to race at the Indian F1 race again in the MRF support race. And then I went to Chennai as well last year and had some really good races actually. We had 2 podiums at Chennai last year and back here again for a big weekend coming up.
Nice. How was the racing season so far for you?
Yeah, ups and downs, but many positives actually. We were leading the race in Bahrain and fastest in practice, top 5 as well. So out of quite a lot of drivers, we have I think 18, 19 drivers to be top 5 was really promising. So yeah, I think it's been a promising season, but there's been some tough moments as well. We've had a couple of retirements, so things could have been a bit better, but I'm really excited for this upcoming round here in India because obviously we were quick here last year and I think we've got strong potential.
How did you discover that you want to be an F1 driver?
I blame my dad for that. He took me to the Australian F1 Grand Prix when I think I was 6 or 5 actually, and yeah, the noise straight away just absolutely got me hooked. I remember I was actually crying all night in bed with like a bit of an earache, but the next day, yeah, I was absolutely obsessed. So everything from Formula One, I started reading up about it, watching videos, and then begging my father to let me go-karting. And it took many, many years of banging on his back and saying, please, Dad. And eventually, yeah, he got me a go-kart and we started quite late, actually, at about 17, which in this day and age is quite late to start go-karting. But I was involved in a lot of other sports as well. So whilst I really wanted to do racing and pursue something in a career in motorsport, I was actually involved in AFL football back home. I was playing that, cricket as well, basketball, tennis. So I was in everything and I think my head was just a bit all over the place, but eventually I realised racing was what I wanted to do and we put 100% into it and then we've just climbed the steps up from there and yeah, it's been a great journey.
Who is your biggest inspiration in racing?
My biggest inspiration in racing would have to be Michael Schumacher. As I said, growing up as a young child, watching Formula One races, he was dominating. So every Sunday night late in Melbourne, I'd be up watching TV, and I've actually read some of his books as well. And the way that he viewed racing as not just being a thing where you jump in the car and drive fast and go home. He viewed racing as all the preparation that comes along with it, the training, the building a team around you, working with your engineer, rallying the support of all your mechanics so that they really put 110% in themselves to help you. That was really inspiring to me because he went above and beyond what a lot of other drivers weren't doing. So whilst, of course, as a young child, you sort of get hooked up in the glory of him winning, there was a reason why he was winning. So he was a big inspiration. Mark Webber, the Australian Formula One driver, he was obviously a bit of an inspiring light to me because no Aussie driver had been in the sport for a long while. And he came in and obviously had a very successful career. So anyone from Australia, obviously I'm going to be a bit patriotic, and Daniel Ricciardo in Formula One at the moment is another Australian. So they're probably 3 of my idols, you could say, and hoping to follow in their footsteps.
What would be a SkyHi moment, like, you know, an accomplishment in your career where you are very happy, you know, you were SkyHi and you had a lot of, you know, you were high, basically. So which was it?
A SkyHi moment for me would have been, I've probably got a few of them. I think now that we're here in Chennai, it brings back a lot of good memories from last year when we had 2 podiums. The reason I say it's a SkyHi moment is actually because of the way things turned around. At the start of the Chennai round last year, we had everything going wrong. My engine blew up. I basically didn't do any practice before we went into qualifying because the car was just in pieces. So we had just problems everywhere, and it was looking like a really bad start to the weekend. All the boys were trying to fix the car and you know, to rebuild a car basically and put an engine in the back is not an easy task. So everyone was under the pump. We just got out for qualifying, and obviously everyone else had had 2 days of practice and I had basically none. So I didn't really know the Chennai circuit at all. So qualifying as well, we weren't good. We were back in 15th, right towards the back. But then the races came and we just went bang, and I just moved forward and we got 2 podiums over the weekend. Right from the back of the grid, we finished 3rd. And so I think it's a bit of a SkyHi moment because we were down here and then we just went bang and we moved all the way up, and it was against all the odds, and my engineer was really, really happy. It felt like a team effort of just everyone coming together, and it's funny how sometimes when you think everything's not working, it can change like that. And yeah, that's why I always try and use that as inspiration as well. There's bad moments in racing, everyone goes through, you know, difficulties, but it can turn around very, very quickly. But it takes a lot of hard work.